And we are back. We are back with our second live stream. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Roger, do you read me? Roger that. Breaker19. Drop a comment there in the population of the chat box. Let me know if I'm back. I see Batman here. Make sure the mic's on. Drop a comment there. Everything is green on my end. Just want to make sure you guys could read me loud and clear. The Mountain, indeed. Shout out to The Mountain. I've been watching The Mountain training with Larry Wheels out there. The series on Larry's channel has been quite entertaining. If you don't know about Larry Wheels, the young power builder has crossed over into strongman, and he's training with Half Thor the Mountain out there in Iceland for the next 8 weeks. And he's learning the techniques from the greatest out here. So it's the strongest man in the world right now. And shout out to Larry. Larry's been an inspiration here on this channel. And we'll continue to follow him in the PRs. Man, Larry Wheels and The Mountain has been great. Both humble dudes. Yeah, indeed, Batman. It's been a nice series watching him struggle. It's very interesting. I mean, Larry looks like a little kid next to Half Thor, which is about 400 pounds compared to Larry, which is about 270. It's funny to see Larry huffing and puffing with the workouts out there. Jojo Wave has entered the population. Good afternoon to Jojo. Kaboom. Shout out to the No Fap Gam. Indeed, we'll be talking about that as well. Hopefully you guys are not fapping and you're staying strong like Thor and Larry Wheels out there. Both guys seem approachable and funny. Yeah. Yeah, The Mountain makes everyone look small. Yeah, he is. It's I was checking out his stats. Let me take out these coins. I was checking out his stats. He's apparently like 6'9", about 400 pounds out there. A world's strongest man. Guys, today, this will be our second live stream. We'll be doing these live stream every Friday, a general self-improvement chat, how to become better boomers. Today, I want to talk about surviving the war on masculinity. You know, for a while, the war on masculinity was more of a conspiracy. People, you know, you would mention it, you know, that society is effeminating or emasculating the man. People would look at you like perhaps maybe you were coming up with a conspiracy. But now, after this article that was just published this week, I think the evidence is right there in our face and can no longer be denied by the mainstream. Okay? There's arguably an agenda to emasculate the man here in the Western world. If you ask me, there's an article floating out there that came out this week. Let me show it to you here. Traditional masculinity can hurt boys, says the new American Psychological Association. So the American Psychological Association now is saying that regular traditional masculinity can hurt boys. Now, if this doesn't sound like a psychological operation, if this doesn't sound like an agenda to you, then you need to tune into the new frequencies right now. And this raises concern, okay, because now it's on the mainstream here with the A.P.A. And this is what they're pushing now in schools, apparently. Now, apparently just being a regular masculine man can hurt boys, they say. That is not a good thing. We need to stay tuned into this. And there's obviously a plan here to make you more of a woman. Okay, and you know, we love the women, but if you're a man, you should be a man, and that's what we're focused on here. Shout out to Bit Papa. He says, "Kaboom!" Batman says the powers that control media want to have no gender to screw kids' minds up. So you're basically headed onto what I'm thinking about. It seems like there's a plan here to remove all strong men. Okay, if you're a ruler, if you're someone that wants to control the pyramid from the top, with the eye seeing downwards, your subjects should be easy to control. So it's arguable that it's easier to control men. It's easier to control women and children than it is strong men. So it leads one to question why there is a new standard saying that traditional masculinity can hurt boys over here on the New York Times, being reported by the A.P.A. Where's this coming out of? Okay, you know, this is concerning, and Jiggerome says it's all satanic. They want to bend the genders. And let me tell you something, Jiggeromes. The more I'm looking into it, and the more pills, red pills you drop out here, the more it's starting to appear like it may be something that's away from the Creator's plan, and something that's aside from the Creator's plan can be interpreted as satanic. So I can see where you're coming here, Jiggeromes. Derek McLean was asking about what he should do to see the 3 girls, and is it getting too expensive? But I want to hook up with him. Derek McLean, on our last broadcast, he says that he had a slight problem that he's seeing 3 girls, and he wants to still hook up with them, but it's getting too expensive to take them all out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Derek. I'm going to keep it 1,000. There is a war in a masculinity to make you to believe that the more women that you sleep with makes you more of a man. But I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. What you should be focusing on is finding a good woman. Okay. The bottom line here is not how many women you could sleep with, but how many, if you could find a good woman so you can have a family in the future. So let me go ahead and cut straight to the chase. You know, as far as scoring numbers on the board, I think that's a meme. Okay. To take you off the path of being an actual man. A man has responsibilities. A man is trustworthy, and a man supports the family. And that's the bottom line. So, you know, if you ask me, I would say stick with the one that you think that you could have a future with. And if you can't have a future with her, dump her to the side and find the right one. Okay. As far as putting up numbers on the board, lying to women, that's not being a man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Finding a good woman's key. And that's the truth out there, Andrew. You know, a lot of mainstream media will lead you to believe that, you know, you're a big dog pit bull if you sleep with every single woman out there. But that's not responsible. And that's not honest all the time. Yeah, I agree. That's good advice, says Derek McLean. Indeed, you know, I mean, listen, you're only a man and you want to hook up with the women. That's all good. But what you want to do is be focusing on finding the right one for the long term. You know, if you want to be a man, you need to have a family. Bottom line out there. It's the bottom line. And you need to focus on finding that good one, if you ask me. So don't be wasting your time, wasting your money, and wasting your honesty, and get straight to the point. If it's not a keeper, throw her off to the side, and find that ride or die check. Indeed, Jigger Roams. And then, you know, it may be harder to find than you may expect, but you got to find the quality over the quantity. I used to be a player, but it doesn't make life better. Listen, the player stuff is a meme. It's been sold to us through the rap music, through the Hollywood propaganda out there. It makes you want to, so that you could believe that, you know, being irresponsible and scoring numbers on the board, that's not the way to go. That's what breaks down the family out there, folks. So let's go ahead and get straight to the meat and potatoes. I'm not doing it for numbers. I'm doing it just because I like the physical attraction. Sometimes they're not all available. And that's, you know, I'm glad that you're being honest out there, Derek. But listen, part about being a man is being able to control your physical desires. So that's why no FAP is recommended. Make sure, you know, that you can control yourself. It's part about being masculine, about being in control. So you want to be a man, be in control. Batman says, in The Godfather, Vito says, a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. And I agree with that, Batman. Thanks for letting us know. And I forgot about that quote there in The Godfather. Shout out to Vito Corleone out there. If you're just tuning in, surviving the war on masculinity, Derek McLean, he's dating 3 girls, and he wants to keep dating them, but it's getting too expensive, and he's wondering what he should do. And I'm saying just keep it honest. Keep it honest out there, and only stick with the ones that you could see a future with. Batman says, turning down the sluts makes you more of a man. Find the dimes. Guys, don't let yourself slip into trash. Indeed. You don't want to become a degenerate out there, guys. Again, it's just a meme. I don't see the true masculinity about putting numbers on the board. It's about raising a family, if you ask Champagne. Queen's Racist says 100. I see you, Queen. Shout out to the boomers that are still rocking with me during the self-improvement chats. Champagne came out of the gym today feeling good. I started with the deadlifts instead of the squats, which kind of threw me off, but I feel good. I did some rep PRs there with the deadlifts, and then went over there to the overhead press. Felt good with that as well. Did some rep PRs, and then ended it with squats, and I had to go really light with the squats because after starting with the deadlifts, you know, I was completely taxed, but I finished off with some good squats, and I did more volume than I did intensity, and that's what it is. You want to be a man, squat. Indeed, Batman, and that's why I've recommended the Strong List program for you young gunners out there that are trying to get stronger. You should be squatting like 3 times a week. Following the program, that's what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm not going heavy every single time, but I'll have a light day, a volume day, and then an intensity day where I go really heavy each week. Revolutionist is back. The Cardano general says, I personally think that mankind has gone off track, as I personally think that a man should prove himself as a man before he takes a father's daughter. I prefer a fighter for each of my daughters. And there you go, speaking like a real man. Indeed, I agree with you, Revolutionist. It looks like mankind has gone off track. And there's Funny Bunny. Let me throw the bunny out there. Funny Bunny, indeed. We need to snipe out the box. Sharing this Funny Bunny article. If you don't believe that there's a war on masculinity going on, check out this New York Times article that says traditional masculinity can hurt boys, says the New American Psychological Association. So they want to make this mainstream. What's next? You shouldn't be a man anymore? You should just go ahead and change your gender? What's going on here? This is getting funny. And, you know, it's actually, you know, taboo to be talking about these types of things. People are scared. You know, it's gotten so PC that you can't even question these types of things anymore. And I'll tell you, now that it's on the mainstream, it's on the APA, I think it's time for the men to start calling these things out and not being scared of being politically correct or whatnot, because this is an attack on society, if you ask Champagne. Tell all three the truth, the one that sticks around out of the truth is worth putting time in. She has grace, says Mike Measy. So Mike's advice to Derek is to tell all the three the truth. The one that sticks around out of the truth is worth putting time in. She has grace. That could be a good idea, Mike. Jojo says, Champ, have you reached the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the strong lifts? No, I haven't, Jojo. Thanks for bringing that up. So Jojo's talking about the goals that I have for the strong lifts program. So I've been following the strong lifts. I don't follow it any longer to a T. I don't do 5x5 anymore because I hit a plateau. So I'm kind of playing with the weights, and we could talk more about that. But I've shared before what are my actual lifting goals. And they're what I like to call 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 represents the overhead press, 1 plate on 145 plate overhead. So 1 plate on each side. And I'm trying to do that for 5 reps. I'm very close to that one, actually. I actually did 3 reps today on overhead press on the 45 for, was it 2 or I think it was 3 sets. 3 sets of 3 out there. So I'm getting close to that 5 reps. So 1 plate overhead, 2 plates bench, which I'm also very close with too. I'm almost with the 5 reps there. So 2 plates on each side on the bench, 3 plates on the squats on each side for 5 reps, and then 4 plates on each side for the deadlift. So I'm still further away when it comes to the squats and the deadlifts. My legs are weaker than my upper body because as a young gunner out there, I neglected the legs and I would do more bench. Like most young gunners out there, they focus on the bench, the shoulders and whatnot, but you know, don't sleep on the legs. You want to become a stronger man out there. You want to get overall physical strength. You need to squat, you need to deadlift, and you need to do it right now. Stop playing games out there. Smash the like, says Bit Papa. I've been supplementing Lugol's iodine, and I'm in uploading phase. Yeah, you were talking about the iodine before. I got to do a little bit more research on that. I don't know much about supplementing iodine, so I can't really chime in, but it sounds interesting. Batman says real women want real men no matter how much shit they push. Indeed, Batman. Indeed. The more of a man you behave like, the more real women you'll attract. I thought about telling them because I feel guilty, but I can't. You know, just be honest and, you know, go ahead and move forward. I mean, like, as far as being a player and going back and forth, I mean, you could do that and you can end up getting more play like that. And it's a, you know, it could be a fun game or whatnot. But, you know, do you really want to do that for the long gun? Do you want to be, you know, in your middle age still acting like a player, or do you want to have a fam? You got to ask yourself these types of questions. Big Papa says, women are not the same, therefore we need masculinity. Indeed. Big Papa also says legs are life. Batman says legs are the biggest muscles. Indeed. The reason I'm talking to them is because I need sex. I sound like a bad person, but I know it's the truth. And he says you feel bad, but at least you're being honest with yourself right now. And that's cool. Derek says, I don't want a wife and kids, LOL. Yeah, I mean, you may not want it now, but, you know, in my opinion, there is no other major goal in life. I mean, what are you trying to do? You know, what's the meaning of life then? You know, if you're not going to go ahead and have a family, you know, that's another one. That's the meme of, you know, you shouldn't have kids. You should wait for a family. That's another meme that, you know, they're trying to do that for population control. if you ask me. Legs are key, foundation key. Don't skip leg day. Exactly. If you guys get anything from this live stream, it's don't skip leg day. And if you're a newbie, just a new young gunner out there that's, you know, hasn't gotten in any program, I encourage you to check out stronglifts.com, the 5x5 program. They got a nice app out there, and it's something that I was focusing on starting in July, and I went hard on the program to a T till about October or November. Now I'm still following the overall format, but I've changed the repetitions and the sets to customize towards my goals. But you know, you should do that immediately. Batman says, if you're 40 with no fam, you'll be lonely. Exactly. I agree with Batman. Derek says, yeah, true. I don't want them in the future. Yeah, true. I do want them in the future. Exactly. So, you know, if you don't want that, be honest. And, you know, you let the ladies know what you're up to. There's no reason to be a liar out there. You gain more respect by being honest and being 1,000 and keeping it real. And that's why some of you guys still rock with me, because, you know, Champagne's keeping it real with you guys. And people respect honesty. I'll tell you that much. Derek says, y'all are right, though. I'm going to try to find a girlfriend. Shout out to Derek. And I'm glad that you're asking the crypto brothers. And we may not be right, Derek. You know, you, at the end of the day, you got to make your own move. But you ask for the opinion, and we'll give it to you. Big Papa says you only have one D, Derek. Be careful. Shout out to Big Papa. The Revolutionist says, while the socialist system exists, they don't need a man to protect them. So even the snowflakes have a chance to mate. But once everything collapses, there will be 5 women per real man, straight up. And you do make a point out there, Revolutionist. It seems like the majority of the population doesn't need men to protect them anymore, because masculinity has been replaced by the state. It seems like the state is the one that protects the families now. Government is killing the traditional family, says Jigger Romes. No more men's jobs like manufacturing to feed a family, and women don't need a man anymore with the government checks they get. And that's exactly what I was just saying. You're right, Jigger Romes. Jojo Wave says that's a great point, Revolutions. So, you know, I think arguing whether there is a war on masculinity, there's no argument. The proof is right there. Now, how are we going to survive it? What are we going to do? What is the solution? Okay, because, you know, Champagne likes to boom. I don't like to complain. I don't like to talk about conspiracies all the time. What are you going to do? Number one thing you're going to do so that you could take back your freedom and independence here is get into the gym, okay? And go ahead and be the master of your own body. Make sure that you control your own body, okay, as far as diet and exercise. It starts with being grounded to the earth, okay? And I literally mean that. You could take your shoes off and step down onto the ground more often, okay? Literally ground yourself electrically, because the body is like has an electric current, and you need to be grounded, okay? That's why some of these strong lifters, you see that they're lifting without their shoes on. Okay, there's something there, and I'm not going to tell you I know all the science or whatnot, but take your shoes off more often, okay? And when you're lifting, and ground yourself and start there with a good foundation, a good root, okay? And that's step one to becoming more masculine and surviving this war on masculinity, if you ask me. 2 hours barefoot on the grass is essential. So Big Papa's rocking with me. You understand what I'm talking about here. You got to get grounded out here. You got to get grounded. Men are going to MGTOW to counter it. Exactly. Jigger Rome's men are going their own way to counter it. Exactly. But, you know, the only thing I would say about some of the MGTOW stuff is that a lot of it appears to me to be antagonistic and mad at women. You know, and I wouldn't be mad at women. They're behaving like they're programmed to behave. And you just got to identify the winners from the losers, the boomers from the doomers. And you got to focus on finding the right women. Shout out to Mike Measy, says, preach it, champ. You're on, champ, says Big Papa. Indeed, indeed. I just want to keep it real with the boomers out there. And I want you guys becoming better. I want better men out here on the field. I don't want any funny bunnies. I don't want any baby bear cubs dancing and prancing out there, acting like soy boy crypto cucks. Will snipe you out the box. Roger Ripple says, wife, 3 kids equals no sleep. Indeed, but that's what makes you a stronger boomer out there. If it's easy, okay? If it's simple, okay? The soy boys will be all over it. Only the real crypto boomers Only the savages will be able to survive out here. Jigger Rome says, great talk, champ. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jigger Romes. Love that, Mike Measy. Yeah, there's baby bear cubs out there, and we're trying to, separate these bears, these bulls from these bears, the men from the mice here and the pits from the poodles, guys. Make sure you know which side you're on and understand that there is an attack overall on your masculinity simply because it makes society more manageable. Okay, are you going to try to manage a bunch of strongman savages, or is it easy to manage and be the dictator of women and children? So if you pacify and emasculate the population through propaganda, like we're seeing here on the New York Times by the American Psychological Association, if you're on the top of the pyramid, it makes your life a lot easier. But once you become awakened and you start taking a little bit more information in, and you start tuning into the alternative frequencies that crypto has led you down to, then you start realizing. I encourage you guys to check out The Wizard of Oz, guys. The Wizard of Oz NPC video, non-playable characters, the truth behind The Wizard of Oz. There's straw men. There's tin men. There's cowardly lions out there, guys. Check out the video I have linked down below if you don't know what I'm talking about. And do your best to unlock out of the matrix out there. Champ, part of the reason I'm talking to 3 is because I want to back up just in case one ends things, and I don't want to be single forever, like you said. Don't let fear motivate you. A man doesn't work on fear. Okay, fear, that sounds like fear because I'm just in case one then, you can't move in fear. You got to be confident out there. You got to ask, if listen, if you got things going for you, if you're strong, if you're lifting weights, if you got a good future ahead of you, the women will smell that, and you'll have more than 3 options. It's real simple. I know it's wrong, but I feel like it's smart to have backup girls. Listen, the pickup artists say that, and I can understand why. And if you're playing games, then that's good for the game. But I'm looking past the game, and I'm giving you advice as a man out here. Okay, men don't play games. It's real simple. That pickup artist stuff is for little soy boys, if you ask me. Body slammed the like. Shout out to Namicon. Queen's Racist says, I love the way you broke that down. Thank you. Namicon says he's got a girl mistress and a vice on the side. Just kidding. Shout out to Namicon. Welcome back here to the population. We're talking about the surviving the war on masculinity. After I came across this article this week here, and this has been on several outlets. You see here on New York Times, traditional masculinity can hurt boys, says the new American Psychological Association. So they're wanting to tell you that being a traditional male is not good. I think things have gone way too far, and we need to call it out. These American Psychological, these guys are a bunch of clowns out there. Don't listen to it. It's the same thing when it comes to the Department of Agriculture trying to push the food pyramid. It's another meme to emasculate you. Okay, if you ask me, the food pyramid is designed to lower testosterone. They want to destroy the alpha male. You're right, Namicon. They want you eating soy, drinking almond milk. Listen, guys, champagne's back on the dairy. Okay, I'm done with the soy boy memes out there. I'm back on the dairy. I'm back on the meats out there, and I want more testosterone. I'm back on the eggs, and I'm done with these food pyramids. Roger Ripple says, love taking all the kiddos and hot wife to Whole Foods and having all the liberal heads explode. Shout out to Roger. Traditional masculinity made me a man and an alpha. Indeed, Big Papa. And here's the thing, guys. Why is it important? Because masculinity is about independence. It's about securing your own bag. The masculinity leads you on the path to freedom, because then you're self-sustainable. Then you don't need the state. Okay, then you don't need to be listening to the lives. You do your own thing. You become your own bank. You secure your own keys, and you don't buy Ripple. It's real simple. Jigger Rome says rappers are turning gay. Basketball shorts getting shorter. Tight jeans that kill the sperm. You're right. It's, you know, it seems like all of a sudden we started being bombarded with these effeminate memes, and the young kids are thinking it's okay. And I'll tell you guys, it's part of the plan. If you ask me, now it's already on front page news, New York Times. Before you said, oh, it's a conspiracy. But guys, it's right here in your face. It's enough. Mike Measy says, eat the almonds. My family's almond farmers. Thank you for your support. Okay, there you go. Okay, you know, I like the almond milk or whatnot, but I'm going for the dairy. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I wouldn't say almond milk is as bad as soy milk, but, you know, let's keep it real. Apparently, almond milk has cyanide. If you haven't done the research, look into it. Let me know. Batman says rappers have been gay. Rafterman says, I like the MGTOW movement. I just don't agree with those that used to be players. I think that's a perversion to the true meaning of the movement. I agree. I think that a lot of those in the MGTOW community hate women, and they're mad at the hypergamy, and they're mad at the things that they've learned. But, you know, I'm not with that. You know, I like, you know, men to go their own way, but, you know, you got to do it as a family, as a community. You can't just be, you know, independent and rocking in your own box and never come out to play with society. You gotta deal and interact with the community. Some of the gayest dudes act the most masculine. Said, yeah, the homo thugs. Derek McLean says, there's nothing wrong with people being gay. It's their choice. Listen, that's a whole nother thing. And, you know, I know some people are born that way and some other people choose to be that way. But if you're choosing to be that way, and that's not the way you're born, then you're choosing to go a way that's not natural. That's not a way that you're not going to build a civilization and a society by being gay. It's real simple. MGTOW is too much woman shaming. The men are responsible for women acting this way, says Big Papa. I agree. I think there's a little bit too much women shaming there on that community. But there's some good gems to be learned or earned out there from the MGTOW community. So, you know, I'm not totally against them. Namakan says, gender-bending chemicals in these GMOs got these dudes acting like Bugs Bunny. By the way, not new champ, did you notice how Bugs Bunny was pushing the feminist agenda, kissing Elmer Fudd like it's cool? No, I don't remember that. But, you know, all kinds of agenda has been pushed through Disney for a while. If you guys want to Google, now I'm kind of going blank, but the warrior, the warrior complex, or what am I? Now I'm going blank. But there's all kind of, maybe we could do a whole stream about how there's a psyop within Disney as well. There's all kinds of phallic symbols on the Little Mermaid and stuff like that, and there's an agenda within. If you can't be honest, you're wasting your time. Be real 24/7. Shout out to Queens. I appreciate the love out there. Thanks, Queens. Always catching my back out here every single day, whether it's $2, $3, and that keeps me going. I appreciate you. Yup Cartoons has been pushing the gay agenda for years. Yeah, apparently. Sometimes expressing too much emotion is the problem. Sometimes better to be stoic. I agree with you, Max, but according to this article, stoicism is a problem here, according to the American Psychological Association. And these guys are a bunch of clowns. It's like, you know, again, I don't respect these characters. These are the same people, the same organizations that want to push a food pyramid to you and have you eat carbs all day. It's a joke. Give me some more steak and eggs, guys. It's all good. Jigger Rome says, champ, I've been on a trans investigation mission lately. Apparently all these Hollywood actors are trannies. There's a lot of that going on Hollywood. There's, you know, Hollywood is a dark place, and they're practicing arguably witchcraft and magic and spells and things of the occult. And we can get into that as well. Cartoons have been pushing the gay agenda for years. They want everybody gay, says Cryptonomicon. Well, certainly they don't want any masculinity. It looks like masculinity is unmanageable here by the powers that be, by these social engineers. Even my gay friends are sick of the gay agenda. It's overkill, says Namakan. That's a good one. Slice Keeper says, what are the stats on suicide? Stoicism definitely makes it easier, right? No, I don't think so. I think, suicide is not the route. If you want to be more of a man, you got to stay into the fight out there, and you got to stay here on Earth. They want you to go ahead and be suicidal. If you ask me, they don't want any. They want to eliminate all the men. So if part of sticking into the system here is staying into the fight, having more family, having more children, and being happy, being positive, and building with the brothers out here. And if anything, Stoicism could make it easier to do those things that I just mentioned. Revolutionist says he personally says F the system and F feminism, its weakness, and it drags the culture down. I tend to agree. Smurfette is a transvestite, says PV. I don't know. I haven't seen the Smurfs in a while. But yeah, apparently there's all kinds of hidden symbolisms with cartoons and Disney and Hollywood or whatnot. And that leads me to overall media. I came across an article. It was a philosophical article. Maybe you guys are not into that. But the premise of this philosophical argument is that we don't need any more fictional material. And I think that could be true. I mean, do we need any more Game of Thrones? Do we need any more of these Netflix shows? Half of these things are trying to push degeneracy on the population, incest, and all kinds of satanic type of occult symbolisms, guys. And, we're tuned in. We know what's going on. So, I mean, I don't want to see it, okay? I think that this has led to the rise in podcasts. It seems like deep down inside, psychologically, people are done with the fictional degeneracy out there. And you could see people coming to YouTube, and it seems like everybody has a podcast now. Everybody's talking, and they're going away from fictional material more into the non-fictional media realm. And I think it's because people are tired of the bullshit out there. If you ask me, champagne doesn't curse, but I got to keep it 1,000. Champ, getting a girl's easy, but lately I can't mess with females if they have a gay brother or friend because I can't say the F word around them. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to bash those that are gay. Some people are born that way, and that's fine, But again, if you had the choice, I would say, have a family. Don't choose the other route. They're putting gender bender chemicals in the chicken, steak, and pork chops. Champ, be easy on the meat. You're going to wind up craving all kinds of meat, if you know what I mean. Yeah. They also put chemicals in the vegetables, though, Namakan. They're feeding these vegetables blood and animal products as well. So there's really no way to completely stay free of these chemicals and the attack out there. So, I'll take the meat, and I'll try to source them from as best places as possible. And, one thing I know is if they're telling you that steak's bad for you, then perhaps maybe you should be eating steak. Okay. Namakan says you're stupid. Nah, Namakan's all good. I know Namakan's a vegetarian or a vegan, excuse me. And, I'm completely against that, but I respect Namakan. He comes in and we disagree, but it's all good. The chemtrails, plastics, and all that. Yeah. That's a thing, too. If you look up in the sky now, there's more chemtrails than there was before. And apparently they're spraying aluminum out there, and who knows what that does. Big Papa says, not this many people are born gay, maybe about 2%. The rest just give up and want to be accepted. Okay, yeah, I don't know the stats, and I really don't care. I'm going to be honest with you, Namakan says, no need for name calling, bro. Relax. Nah, it's all good, Namakan. Revolution says, the weak and the pathetic put all kinds of things in the food supply so they can weaken mankind to dominate their ass. And that's what we're talking about here. It looks like the social engineers, those on the top of the pyramid, they're doing whatever they can to pacify and emasculate their subjects to make them more easier to manage, easier to rule. Monsanto has their nastiness and everything. You're right. Slice Keeper says, if Stoicism leads you to truly believe your role is the only option, it bottles up and bad things happen. Stoicism is not a healthy default. omnicompetence is a better strategy. I would have to, decode that statement and learn more about omnicompetence, but I could see benefits from stoicism. The bottom line here is that you should be responsible for your own bag and be a man. And, whatever way that you can get there through stoicism or omnicompetence or whatever, just follow it and be responsible. Namakan thinks McDonald's turning people gay on the low. This live stream is going to get flagged by someone. Someone's going to feel some type of way. Big Papa says, if you're gay, just be gay. Don't hide behind heteros and point fingers. Queen's Racist says, I can't laugh and drive champ. Fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. We know about that. And on that note, I might as well plug the water filter that I've been using. And I've said this before. I've been using this thing called the Zero Water Filter. It comes with a total dissolved solvent meter, which lets you test the water and see how much total dissolved solvents are in that water. So this Zero Water Filter strips the water of everything. Okay, it leaves you with zero total dissolved solvents, and it also takes out fluoride. So it leaves the water without any electrolytes or anything. It takes out everything. So, if you want the electrolytes in the water, you could put back salt and, potassium or whatnot. But this filter, I have it linked down below to Amazon. It's probably like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And you fill it up on the top just like a Brita. And you could test the water, total dissolved solvents. And that filter lasts about a month or so before you have to swap it out, just like a Brita filter. The filters are not too expensive. And I found it pretty good. I've been using this Zero Water Filter. So, I got an affiliate link down below. You end up buying it. I probably get a kickback about $3. If you don't want to do that, you could search it directly on Amazon and bypass the link. But I'm just keeping it honest with you guys. I think it's okay. I use it. It's all good. I've been researching and focused on purchasing the Berkey water filter. I think Revolutionist has that one, if I'm not mistaken. And that one's a little more expensive. It also takes out the fluoride from the water. But this one allows you to also filter lake water, rainwater, and non-potable water. So, you can filter anything and make it drinkable. As opposed to Zero Water, you need to actually filter, tap water. You can't filter lake water and expect it to come out drinkable using the Zero Water Filter. Champ, saw the Zero Water on your page. I'll order it soon. Yeah, it's like about 20 bucks. It's cool. It's like a Brita filter. It's okay. You load it from the top and, it comes with a little meter and it gets rid of the fluoride. So if anything, the fact that it gets rid of the fluoride and who was it there? Was it Queens or Namicon? Someone just says that fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. There, Jiggerome said that. And if you're interested in, removing the fluoride from your water for cheap, this filter seems to do the trick. And I've been using it for a few months now. It's easier to control a country if everybody's wearing a dress. You're right. Bayer bought Monsanto so they can GMO medical marijuana. Yeah, and that's another one. We may have to go into that, like, the resurgence of the marijuana out here. I mean, listen, Champagne's cannabis friendly. Okay, I'm super cannabis friendly, but I'm starting to think, the fact that it just is all legal now and it's all good. Now Monsanto's into it. What are they doing to the weed out there? Are they GMOing the weed on us too? No joke, I honestly feel like McDonald's will start making gender neutral Happy Meals for kids. Pay attention to that in the near future. Is definitely coming. Mark my words. I wouldn't doubt it, Namicon. I wouldn't doubt it. After I saw this article here on New York Times, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Iodine purifies dirty water. Big Papa, what was it again that you're using? Say it one more time because I want to research it on my free time. With the iodine, is it a program? Is it a product? Let me know. Cryptonomicon says it really does fluoride. He buys fluoride-free toothpaste. It's like $9. Yeah, the Tom's toothpaste. I've been using that before, and it's expensive though. So you could do oil pulling too if there's another ways to clean your mouth. You could do oil pulling with coconut oil. You guys may want to YouTube that. It's a natural way to clean your teeth. Big Papa says he smoked trees his whole life, look and feel great. Alcohol's the real enemy. I agree. You know, I'm definitely cannabis friendly over here, Big Papa. But you just got to question now these new strains out there. I mean, like, Monsanto's in the game. Is this the same weed we were smoking in the 90s or even in the 2005s? I don't know. Big Papa says it's Lugol's 2% iodine solution. I'll check that out. Thank you. And I may want to check that out as well because I've been using more of the pink Himalayan salt as opposed to the regular table salt that is supplemented with iodine. So maybe that's something that'll benefit me. Tea tree oil as well, says Cryptonomicon. I'll check that out. And then iodine blocks radiation, says Big Papa. Thanks for letting us know. And it's because of the boomers that I learned more here. I didn't know that. You guys also drop gems on me, and I appreciate that. I'll take a few more comments and questions out here, guys. We've been talking about surviving the war on masculinity. And I say the number one step is to take responsibility with your own physical body. Get grounded. Take your shoes off. Plant them on the ground. Exercise and move that weight. And start taking control of things that you can control. And that'll make you more masculine. Okay? And start eating good foods. All right? And in my opinion, cut out the soy and eat more meat products, if you ask me. I know some people will disagree, but I'm giving you the information that works for me. And I'll tell you, I had that steak and eggs this morning right after the gym, feeling like a champion. I was watching another video about the golden era of bodybuilders, Arnold and Franco Columbu. They would eat very little carbs, high protein, high fats, and they were big on the steak and eggs. Jojo says also get on your no-fap. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to be watching the degenerate pouring out there, fapping around till 3 in the morning, acting like a fat boy, playing PS4. Guys, I don't need you doing that. All right. The only type of ejaculation you should be doing is if you're definitely with a woman. I don't need you guys masturbating out there acting like a bunch of degenerates. It's going to take away your crypto energy, your crypto kaboom, and you can use that to channel it to become a better boomer. I like drinking a couple of spoons of apple cider vinegar and about 12 ounces of water. It makes me feel great, says Reed Mack. Yeah, I tried that. I'm going to be honest with you. But I found it to be a little bit too acidic. And I went on a program doing the apple cider vinegar for about a week or so until one day I threw up. And I felt that acidity when I was vomiting, and I never went back to the apple cider. Now, I've done the research and I've heard all kinds of good things, but when I tried it personally, it didn't sit well with me. And that goes to show you that sometimes what works for one person may not work for everybody. So again, just because I'm here saying it works may not work for you. Okay, so do your own research and figure it on your own, and that's how you become more masculine. Bacon turning people into trannies. Be careful. I doubt that, Namakan. I'm eating bacon all the time. I'm far from that, Namakan. Champagne is always eating bacon. So, and I've came across people 100 years plus that they eat bacon every day. Jigger Rome says a generation of kids raised by single mothers has turned millennials into soy boys. Be a father to your child. Indeed. Being part of being a masculine male is being responsible for your family. Be there for the fam. Indeed. But Papa says apple cider is acid. It's a band-aid, not a cure. Yeah, maybe, it was too acidic for me or whatnot. So, I still have it there. The Bragg's brand apple cider vinegar. It's there. The mother. For 23 crypto maniacs, 44 minutes here. I'll take a few more comments and questions. I think this was a pretty good live stream. Maybe we'll get flagged out there. Someone's going to feel some type of way. The PC police, the crypto cucks may show up, the white knights. But we don't need them, guys. We'll snipe them out the box. We'll waste them. And we'll continue to show everybody how the crypto maniac men perform on the field. We're not playing games here for 2019, 2020, and beyond. We're calling out the funny bunny, the baby bear cubs. We're separating the men from the mice, the pits from the poodles, the feast from the famine out here. And we're doing it right now. Derek McLean says, stop hating on the younger generation. Who's hating? Who's hating on the younger generation? Because Champagne's not. I'm out here trying to help the young gunners. Papa says soy boy is a choice. Yes, you know, and you got a point. You know, even as we're bombarded here with this propaganda and all this funny bunny that's going on, at the end of the day, you have a choice. You have the information in front of you. You got a possibility to unlock yourself from the matrix with all the information that's out there. And you could take responsibility. You could go to the gym and put more weight on the bar. You could eat better. Okay, soy boy is a choice. Okay, if you're losing your masculinity, it's been your choice. So that's what Derek says. The person who called millennials soy boys. Yeah, but there's a lot of millennial soy boys, and that's due in part by the agenda that was created by those that are older than them, the boomers. So it's not necessarily the millennials' fault. But as you become awake and you start learning this information, then the responsibility is on you not to be a soy boy. So, and I know that that's not the case with you, Derek. I mean, you're asking questions, you're here in the box, and, you know, that's what it is. But, you know, the fact that people are feeling some type of way about being called soy boys leads you to believe, why are people acting like that? You know, why are they feeling some type of ways? You know, there's no reason to feel some type of way about the millennials being soy boys or whatever. Just take responsibilities into your own hands and do your own thing. Champ, never seen your face. You're not wearing lipstick, are you? Nah, Roger. You know that the Nakamoto family has no face. We're only here online. But if we did, we'll never wear lipstick. Reed Max says he also loves his bacon and eggs for breakfast. Christian says the strongest guy I know is a vegetarian. He don't eat soy. So there you go. My new word for 2018 is soy boy and gay bacon. Cryptonomicon says anonymous for life. Shout out to the anonymous maniacs out there. And again, if you want to know why we're anonymous and how we feel about privacy, I encourage you to check out the crypto ethos, the crypto manifesto video that we have down below, or read a little bit more from the crypto manifesto. There's a difference between secrecy and privacy. There's a big difference between secrecy and privacy. It's not that we're trying to stay secret. It's that we're trying to exercise our privacy rights out here. And you should too. Check the video down below to learn more. We are the real anonymous, says Bit Papa. Indeed, we are the real anonymous. All the crypto maniac brothers. Everybody in here is Nakamoto family. Derek McLean says millennials are just like every other generation. I think, no, I don't think they're like every other generation. In fact, they have it worse than a lot of other generations, because they're left here holding this stinky bag, you know, that was created before they were even born. So, you know, a lot of the problems that they're seeing is because of the mistakes that their brothers and sisters created, or their fathers and mothers created. So, you know, I don't think they're just like every other generation. I think they're attacked like no other. And, you know, the bottom line here is that you need to identify that there is a war, and what are you going to do about it? You know, worrying about the entire millennial generation or the entire millennial demographic is not going to do anything for you. You got to worry about yourself. What are you going to do for yourself so you become a better man for those in your community? And it starts, you got to start, think globally, but you got to act locally. On that note, guys, we've been on for 49 minutes. I think it's enough for today. I enjoyed this live stream. Definitely was a boomer, if you ask me. Shout out to Namicon, Derek, Bit Papa, Queens Racist, Christian. Guys, go to the gym, eat better food, and take responsibility for your own actions. Stop complaining out there, and start a family. Get some kids. Become a better boomer out there. I'll leave you on that note, guys. If there's no other comments or questions, Champagne's going to enjoy his weekend and spend some time with baby Champ. Family first. Jojo says, great stream. Enjoy the weekend, boomers. Thank you, Jojo. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Big Papa says, swag was made by gays to identify gay safe parties. Secretly, we are gay. Yeah, you know, we can keep going on that. And, you know, I don't want to keep bashing homosexuality, but Heterosexuality is preferred over here. Derek McLean says, great stream, champ. Thank you. And thanks for tuning in, Derek. I appreciate you as well. Cryptonomicon says, Bitcoin is vegan. Don't forget. I doubt that, Nomicon. Bitcoin is carnivore, if you ask me. I guarantee that Nakamoto, that Satoshi is eating some steak. Big Papa says he's not bashing. Maybe some people are interpreted like that. You know how people feel out there, Big Papa. We're just speaking the truth out there, and someone's going to feel some type of way, but that's what it is. Maybe they'll come out here in another live stream and we'll waste them. There is no hate out there, Derek. There's no hate. Christian says, do you got any tips to get big legs? Yeah, work out legs. Squat at least 3 times a week. Follow the strong lifts. Do squats at least 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. But you got to do squats. Real simple, Christian. You got to do squats. Rafterman says, great stream, champ, kaboom. Hit him one last time, run away from the police in the hood. I don't know what you mean for that. I think maybe by a meme or something. All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to be out of here. Thank you, Namicon, for tuning in. Thank you, Rafterman, Derek McLean, Roger Ripple, Big Papa, Queen's Racist, Jojo Wave, the rest of the crypto brothers here in the population of the chat box. Always a pleasure. I appreciate every single one of you maniacs, even the ones that are silently lurking, because I know that the majority of the listeners usually don't comment. They're just there listening. And we encourage you to come out the woodwork, come out the closet here and drop a comment. Let us know that you're a crypto brother. It's all good. Tom Platz trained legs so hard he did legs once a week, says Christian. Yeah, but you're not Tom Platz, and you're not on that level. You need to be doing it at least 3 times a week if you're a newbie. You can't be comparing yourself. That's the thing. You know, a lot of these young gunners, okay, and even myself at one point, they want to work out like a regular bodybuilder. Chest one day, back the other day. Listen, you need to work out full body, okay, because you're not a bodybuilder, and neither am I. And we're not anywhere close to Tom Platz's level. So you got to increase the volume out there. Great pep talk, champ. Indeed. Thank you. Peace, champ, says Big Papa. Thank you, champ, says Queens. And Batman says boomers. On that note, shout out again once all the maniacs. See you guys on Monday. I'll be back with the kaboom, hopefully early on Monday, but I'll be there at least by lunchtime, booming with the best of them. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy your weekend. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.